Frank, that must be very satisfying. You kept banging on the door and you got the reward in the end.
Yeah, we did, and not too many put four past Palace because they're so organised and well coached, good players. First half we started well and we looked like we were going to create. I think then we came off it a little bit, not bright enough, not enough speed in our game last 20 minutes of the first half. Comfortable still, but we needed a bit more, and they showed it straight away at the start of the second, and we get 4 goals, which is great for us.
In that first quarter of the game, you had 82% possession. You had 73% by the time half time came. You're not creating enough in that. So what did you change at half time? What did you tell the players?
Just the urgency of our game. I think we had to mix it up. The way we started, there was a bit more movement. There was a couple of passes we had to get Ben Chilwell into the game because he was arriving in high areas. We weren't finding him, and the ball behind for Tammy Abraham. We can't allow the Crystal Palace back four to go home and say it wasn't too hard dealing with that front four, and that's why the message was at half time: just change it up, more speed, more movements, change our game up, and they did it straight away.
And Ben delivered that first goal and the assist for the second. I mean, you've admired him for a long time. He seems further down the road, of course, in this transition with the new players, obviously because he knows the Premier League inside out, as he admits himself.
Yeah, he was fantastic today, and he gave everything that I admired him, as you say, for, because of his ability to be so high up the pitch when you want him. Not that he's being reckless by being there, he just arrives. He's got the capacity to get up and back, great quality on the ball, been a great lad, and yeah, I agree with you in terms of the signings that we brought in. Knows the Premier League. It's just been a case of his fitness. They've all had issues a little bit, the lads that have come in, whether they're injured, whether they've not had enough pre-seasons. We have to give those boys a little bit of time, but the way Chile played today shows you what he's about.
That's right, you'll get the time as well with performances like that. There was a little debate for the fourth goal, the second penalty, where we saw Cesar Azpilicueta take the ball away from Tammy and give it to Jorginho. Good decision? Is that kind of leadership you want to see?
Yeah, and it's been dealt with.
Been dealt with on the pitch and dealt with in the dressing room as well. Right.
No problems, just dealt with.
But that's the kind of thing you've been looking for from this side. You want leaders on the pitch, you want people to take command.
I want leaders, and I don't mind a little bit of conflict. If Tammy wanted to take it because he wants to go or whatever it was, then he can get put in his place a little bit, and I appreciate his eagerness because his performance deserved a goal. But those are the rules. You don't jump ahead of the list at any moment unless maybe someone's at a hat-trick and we're so comfortable that I decide. So dealt with.
Congratulations.
Cheers. Thanks, Ness. Thank you.
Well, he dealt with that incident. I'm sure you had to deal with a few of those over the years.
Yeah, not too many like that, because you designate your taker, and especially if he scored. Now, there might have been a question mark if Jorginho had missed the first one.
Yeah.
Correct.
But the young kid was put in his place, as Frank said, and rightly so.
Yeah.
Should we have a look at it? Should we have a look at it?
Yeah, I mean, again, it's, as Glenn says, because Jorginho's already knocked the first one in. By the way,
and this is 3-0. So Tammy on Mitchell here.
Again, do you know, last week in the Man City Leicester game, we saw some sloppy penalties conceded. Wow, there was a couple of really sloppy ones again today. Stay on your feet, watch that ball, don't dangle a leg.
That's it.
And Tammy's gone over, and again, as soon as he points to the spot, and it amazes me this, you know, with this little jump up in the air. Yeah. I'm still not convinced that should put goalkeepers off as much as it seems to, Glenn. Are you?
It's baffling for me, because you know Jorginho's going to do it. For me now, a keeper's got to double bluff him and pretend himself that he's going in one corner and actually goes 1 foot to the right or left and decides, because he's looking. There's the second. Sacco, unfortunately, has had a bit one of those sort of days, really. His first touch.
Foul there, Glenn, or not? That one? Did you think there was a foul?
That was when the ball came out. I think it would have been harsh.
Oh, I thought so.
But there's a dreadful touch. Dreadful touch from Sacco, and there he goes. Again, Andy, like you said, don't dip your foot out there. Don't dangle your foot, and stay on your feet. And nowadays, you can't do that. There's the bit. Look, skipper's gone across and said no.
Tammy's probably saying that because he's a striker. We got the game in the bag. Can I get a goal and get myself up and running? That's probably why he's done it.
That's the manager's decision.
But he's been overruled, hasn't he?
Yeah. But for there, see, the little skip that he's doing, I think a goalkeeper needs to pretend he's going in one corner, because he wants to look at the keeper, Jorginho. Pretend I'm going in that corner. He hopes he buys it, and then he goes off in the other corner. Yeah. You've got to try and get the percentages back your way, because when he does that skip, he's looking at you, which way you're going, I'll put it in the other corner. It's brilliant, really. So there's always a way. You've got to come back at him somehow to make him think. and it's not easy. But I've got to see. I'll be interested. The next goalkeepers, if they're working on things to try and pretend they're going to go there, but
try and kid him a bit.
Yeah.
kid him. Yeah.
Interesting. Well, we just heard Frank talking about the fact that the new signings naturally are going to take a bit of time, especially in terms of fitness as well. But what do you think he's looking to get out of this international break? What does he? What will he be working on?
That's honestly, you, with the amount of fixtures some of the clubs are having to play now. All these boys are having to go through. I think there's 3 games for some in this international break coming up, which is again asking an awful lot. So he'll just want everyone to return fit and well and ready to go again. It's come at a bad time for him after a thumping 4-0 win today. He'd like to roll into another game in 6-7 days time.
Yeah.
Not going to be the case. So always good for some of the younger boys to go away and do well for their national teams, but selfishly Frank will just want them to come back in one piece.
I bet he will.
Today's the big thing for him is a clean sheet.
Yeah.
I mean, they caught Palace on an off day. We were talking before how Palace can be stubborn and now they can break and they're better going forward.
Seen it already.
Wasn't today.
No.
Wasn't today. So they caught Palace at the right day to get a clean sheet. But that is something they can then build on now. And, it'd be interesting to see whether it keeps that back four intact or not for the next game. But as Andy says, that's going to be in a couple of weeks' time. It's very frustrating for him.
Well, if we look ahead for Chelsea, home to Southampton, home to Sevilla in the Champions League, and then away at Old Trafford to Manchester United. So some big games coming up.
Some big games. Southampton behind, I think, Liverpool and City last year, the best away record in the league. So won't be straightforward. I think they won at the Bridge last year too. So we'll see how that fares. But look, he's got great options, great players at his disposal now, Frank. They're now going in the right direction, and he'll want to just add to that and build on that and keep the confidence levels high, and I'm sure they'll start to figure.
Okay, well, let's move